The Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has expressed concern over the nation's debt profile, which presently stands at $39 billion. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, Dr. Iweala said the nation's domestic debt is $34 billion, which is over 17% of Nigeria's gross domestic product. While the minister announced measures to be taken to address the rising debt profile and to ensure macroeconomic stability for the country.
It's her first news conference since she resumed as the finance minister 2 weeks ago. With her role in getting $18 billion debt forgiveness from the Paris Club in April 2006, the Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has also promised to do her best to reduce the nation's debt burden, which she said needs urgent attention.
We need to look at domestic debt because the debt is now made of this 20%, 17.5% of GDP is domestic debt. So our domestic debt stock is about $34 billion. Out of this 39.7, $34 billion is domestic debt. So we also need to look at our borrowing domestically. Doesn't mean that because it's domestic we can just go out and raise resources. Because we have to service that debt to those who are holding our bonds and treasury bills. And we don't want that to crowd out other expenditures. So we need to be prudent in that way. We need to try and reduce our borrowing.
Besides how to clear the nation's debt profile, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala listed key sectors of the economy which the present administration will focus on to create more jobs. She said that modalities will be put in place to reduce the nation's recurrent expenditure to 70%.
We have to look at our spending and see how we can rein in spending. We already mentioned the issue of a recurrent budget that has to be, we have to start the restructuring. Now again it will take time because this recurrent budget is made up of salaries, wages, overheads. So it's not overnight that you're going to change that. It will take you some time to restructure, but we want to see if we can bring down the recurrent expenditure from the presently high 74%, at least 1 percentage point per year.
While efforts at making the nation's finance sector more viable is receiving attention from all quarters, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala also promised to ensure fiscal economic prudence through early budgetary preparation and implementation.